Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. I like finance a lot. Like maybe like a little bit like too much. It can be like a little bit overwhelming sometimes, especially when I tell people what I do and what I'm into and how I like investing more than like buying stuff for myself. I personally tend to have a bit of a different view on things than other people. In that, I've seen before what tends to be quite popular when it comes to financial books or financial reading. I have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I found it to be lightly repetitive personally, simply because everything you really needed to know about his life and about finance you get after like about 20 pages. That's not even a joke. You learn what assets are, what liabilities are. You learn that you need to have assets and not have liabilities. You learn that some person who didn't exist had apartments or houses on a place in Hawaii that also really wasn't a place because people have found the actual records. You get the point rather quickly. He doesn't care for poor people in his life. He only wants to hang out with the person who has money. Got it. I also read the 4-hour work week. Very big thank you to my friend who got that book for me a number of years ago. This also was, to me, lightly repetitive because it basically goes buy assets, make the assets make money for you, have basically like a side hustle that you can only work for around 4 hours a week, and or to maintain some other passive income things that you have, go to a beach. And then over the course of like 100-something pages, it just kind of continues. It's like, hey, you didn't get from the last 100 pages that you also need to be living on a beach. Well, here's how you do it. You buy some assets. You make those assets make you money. You maintain those assets, or you have a side hustle. You work for 4 hours. You go back to the beach. So, cool. From my perspective, the things that I like tend to be a little bit different. It could simply be because I've engorged myself on a number of financial books and all these other kinds of things, and I'm always constantly learning and watching documentaries. What I have personally found interesting, and this will probably be a very different list than anything that you've actually seen, are books that actually talk about rich people, the way that they live, how they function, and the way that they shape society. That's my kind of niche. It's really cool to know how to make money, hold on to the money, to invest the money, get more money from the money, and use that money that you got from the other money to go buy an asset. But the thing that really captures my attention personally, let's see how many other people also feel the exact same way, are books that literally talk about the development of society, that talk about the life that we have right now, why we have this life, why the system is built the way that it's built. A lot of times we have these preconceived notions that, at least for me, things have been this way for the last 15, 20 years. Things have been this way for maybe the last 20 to 30 years. And you realize, no, it's nearly all by design to have the system that we currently have. The first book that I thoroughly enjoyed is called The Divide. I don't have any fancy graphics for you. This is the book right here. It's called The Divide: American Injustice in the Age of the Wealth Gap. It's an intense book. It literally talks about the wealth gap, why we have a wealth gap, why the system is the way that it is. It is literally, I won't spoil it for you, but it's probably one of my favorite books about finance that I've read in a while. I think the actual stories that they give, and the reason why I chose these books as well, because it's not simply, oh, I saw this in the news, this happened as well, this happened. Like these books are actually people who go around with these people. So they know the people who make the money, who actually like are building our system or have built the system that we currently live. And they kind of get firsthand accounts. They like sit in the room with these people as they're having these like crazy conversations about the things that are currently happening on the planet, how they shape the things on the planet, and basically how they can kind of make themselves richer. It's quite fascinating. The second book is the velvet rope economy, how inequality became big business. Some of these are very intense. I don't know if they're actually for everyone. This one kind of follows the idea of why we have debt and why debt is structured the way that it is, who benefits from this debt, and how we can even now live in a society where you can, how do I say this? Look at people who have less than as if they are less than because of the people in power telling you that they are less than. Like I said, these are very intense books, but maybe personally, maybe it's just my mindset for things and the kind of books that I like to read. I don't care for fluffy things. I don't care for buy an asset, then you buy another asset, and then that asset buys that asset. Where's my rich dad? He's not my poor dad. Like that kind of thing. I want like gritty stuff. Like I want to really understand what finance and what the system is. I want to know how people think. I want to like dig deeper into their mind to really understand why you would have the actual idea of wanting to become a billionaire. The other book on the list, which is also quite intense in case you weren't paying attention, this one is called Winners Take All, the elite charade of changing the world. This person follows a bunch of very wealthy people and has conversations with them as to how the idea of having enough money can basically set you up to tell other people in the news what they should and shouldn't do at the interest of the people who are actually wealthy. It's a bit of a strong one, and I dare say my most favorite out of all of them. I've read more books than these, yes, obviously, and I like went through my library and I was like, some of the books I've read were recommendations. Some I read because they were given to me or I saw them somewhere on like a list. A lot of them seem to be fluffy. They're more of kind of the same weird, personally, weird inspirational things, telling you things that you kind of already know. This book is not one of them. This is probably by far my favorite of all of them on the list. It's called Plutocrats, the rise of the new global super rich. And you can even see on the screen, wait, my finger's covering it. There we go. It's like a mother and her child like walking to their private jet that's like parked on their front lawn. This book is, I think, the cherry at the top of all of them, of the four that I showed you. This follows a woman, I think, a couple of years after the 2008-2009 financial crash. Like I said, she's with these people. She's going to Davos. She's going to these meetings. She's known these people as like a, what's the word? The word's not commentator, not a newscaster, but like someone who's in the press, kind of. She follows these people and everyone knows her. So it kind of gives her like an extra level of access. So she'll sit there in these meetings listening to these people kind of almost brag, talking about how like they like destroyed the world, how they didn't get in trouble, and how they're getting even more money. This book was crazy to me because when you see the word's not disparity anymore, when you see the difference between the haves and the have-nothings already in 2024, she said that a lot of that began to take shape around the 1980s. It's a really, really good book if you actually decide to read it. Books like this continue to, I think, personally shape my view of the world. I think often we are given a view by extremely wealthy people of what life is, how life is going to be, what we should buy, what we should do, what we should consume. But to actually hear the stories from the other end, as opposed to being like, here's how you get rich, it's more of a, these are the people at the very top. Here's how they think. Here's what they're planning on doing. And here's how they're structuring the world around wealth. This is why, if you watch a lot of the other videos, I'm a gigantic advocate of like normal people, everyday people, like buying assets, like buying stocks, buying crypto, like having something to their name, because we are witnessing a gigantic consolidation of wealth. And I think in around 10, 20 or so years, that'll become incredibly apparent to the people who don't have any assets or have any money. That's a personal opinion. Yeah, this should not have to be said, but I do not work for Amazon. However, I do have Amazon affiliate links for these books in the description below. While I do not work for Amazon, I am an affiliate, and I will get a kickback every time that a book gets purchased. These are the ones that I highly recommend, but the Plutocrats by far is at the top of the list for me. I do hope you've all enjoyed. Do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.